What is going on, everybody? Just got done watching the opening episode for Season 6 of The Walking Dead. Let's jump right into it. So the episode is called First Time Again, and it basically kind of describes Morgan and Rick running back into each other. Last time we saw Morgan and Rick interaction, Morgan had lost Dwayne. We already knew he lost his wife, but Dwayne was bitten or turned because he wasn't able to kill his wife all the back, way back, and it just basically took its toll on Morgan. Last time we saw him was when they were still in the prison, and he was just shook. He kept talking about needing to clear, make sure the place is empty, and just needing to protect his own, and that's the last time we saw him. So now we see him now. He's very more calm. Life is precious. Every life is precious, and he looks more like human-based than opposite of Rick. So there's kind of dialogue going back and forth where I think Morgan says, "I don't know you right now." So hence the first time meeting again. So the basis of this episode is they open up in that huge, big-ass canyon, and it's just filled with walkers. I mean, it looked like thousands filled in there, and they were marked off by those tractor trailers. And from my understanding, what they were saying in the episode, maybe it was a camp that was set up, and what people did was they moved tractor trailers and kind of RVs there to block things from coming in. But it looks like the people inside either died at some point, or they were making so much noise that it attracted walkers from the outside that ended up getting in, turning the people, more noise, and so on and so on. I would just want to see a time lapse of how long that would possibly take. So once Rick sees this, when Rick goes out there with Morgan, when he has the little kid following him, they're going to bury Pete. Rick, he thinks that's how they've survived for so long, because it's not that far off from the community, the town that they're in Alexandria, and that's the conclusion. They get a couple walkers that they sprinkle in every now and then they have to pick off, but all of them have pretty much been attracted right there. So Rick's master plan, grand scheme of things, is to basically mass exodus, move them completely away. And when he first thought about it, I was like, all right, cool, straight. And then I kind of questioned, I'm like, can you really, quote unquote, control that many at one time? Because I don't think it could be done. And then we also had the whole black and white switch back and forth. I was like, it was cool at the beginning, but then they just kept doing it, black and white, switching back and forth. Of course, the black and white symbolizes flashbacks, or what was that we previously saw at the end of season 5, but it kept going back and forth, and at some point I was just like, alright, it is what it is. And in my mind, at this point, Rick, he's basically in control. Deanna is so shook. She had this whole master plan of how Rick's people were going to come in and protect and make everything better. They're survivors. They know what they're doing. And she's lost a son, which wasn't Rick's fault. And she lost a husband, which could you say is Rick's fault? Would Rick have ever gotten in a fight with Pete that would have made Pete come out there and who knows? But then her husband dies, and she's just completely shook. Anything Rick says, she just echoes and says yes. When they were talking about burying him, she wasn't having anything of it. He's not allowed to be buried here with us. Get his ass out of there. When he was talking about the plan to move them all, she already knew. She said, listen to Rick, whatever he says goes. So it's pretty much, she's shook, and I'm interested to see how long, if she does kind of come back out of that. And I thought it was interesting when she told Father Gabriel that he was wrong. It made me think that now she realizes that they do need Rick's group after all. And speaking of Father Gabriel, when he raised his hand, I'm guessing that it was leaked to Rick that Father Gabriel was talking all that shit, that they shouldn't be there. When he raised his hand like, I want to help, I was like, you know what, Gabriel, you the MVP. I see you trying to step up. Rick was like, you ain't coming. I was like, damn, just give my man a shot. And getting back to Morgan and Rick's exchange in their first time meeting, it looks like Morgan has become like some kind of like wushu kung fu master. Like, he is smooth with that stick. I don't know who he met. I want to see a flashback of like him going through that and him taking people out. He's pretty smooth with it. It's like Michonne and her sword. He's got that stick, and he's pretty smooth. And then they have the talk of, we don't bury killers here, and we don't keep killers. Killers aren't around us. And then it kind of made me think, like, what's the definition of a killer? Because I think Morgan questioned Rick. He was like, you're a killer too. But then you kind of look back at it, it's like Pete was killing just because he was upset that Rick messed everything up. It was affecting his marriage off of something that he was already doing. Rick kills to protect camp, to protect family, to keep things safe. So is that really the definition of a killer? maybe in current non-Walking Dead zombie apocalypse, he's just taking out people just to take them out. But with everything that's going on, it kind of makes me think that Rick and Morgan have two different definitions of what killers are. And then when the man that gets taken out is slipping my mind that helped construct the wall, when he gets bit in the face, it was like, what were y'all going to do? Leave him there to turn? Like, you had to take him out in the head. And Morgan and especially Michonne, I'm like, you already know this drill. You've been around for a while. Like, y'all can't just leave him laying there. You might as well take him out. And she looked so shocked, and it was like they are so held on to humanity when Rick's not. I'm like, y'all already know the drill. You know what it is. So Rick's plan was to have Daryl, Sasha, Abraham lead basically the mass of 1,000+ walkers away, as far away as they possibly could. They finally, I didn't think they were going to do it. I'm like, there's no way this goes this smooth. You had them leaking off before, but they were able to wrangle them back in, and I was like, damn, the whole episode they're really going to get it done, and it looks like they're going to have a safe camp for the season, and maybe it'll just be them going against the wolves or whatever. But shit goes south real quick. They kind of get them to the last bottleneck position, and they were just going to take them out another 20 miles. And this foghorn steamboat sound starts going off. My assumption is somehow the wolves, because at the end of the episode, end of season 5, when my man left his backpack and he left in all those pictures so you could see where Alexandria was, they know what it looks like, they know how it's constructed. My guess is maybe they didn't get inside, but they got close enough to set off a foghorn somewhere close. And it's just bringing all the walkers towards Alexandria. And then we get the episode premiere next week. It looks like shit hits the fan. I don't know if walkers get in or if people get in, because they were hiding in their homes, like locked behind things. And yeah, there's that many walkers, but I don't think they're going to be able to get inside the houses, at least not right off the bat, unless, you know, they just continue to put their weight on it and things eventually cave in. But I saw people like kind of hiding in closets, hiding behind doors with guns, and I'm thinking there's actual people, not walkers, that got in. So we've got a really good, like, shit's picking up off the bat. That we had to do a lot of recapping this episode and flashbacks to see how they got to that point, which I didn't mind. I kind of liked the whole, like, trying to corral them and just seeing that many walkers put into one. I liked it. I enjoyed the episode. I was just so hyped that it was going to be kind of hard to give it a bad review anyway. It didn't have all that crazy Walking Dead killing every 2 seconds, but it was still an enjoyable episode. I liked it. And another key I liked was when Morgan's like, I feel like he knows Carol's like a stone cold killing bitch. He's like, you always seem like you're ready. Like, ready for what? Ready for when shit goes down. And I think she knows that they kind of know that both of them can hold shit down. I find that kind of interesting. And I just feel like Morgan is not cold enough yet. And I'm wondering if he's going to if the interactions are going to make Morgan cold, or if Rick comes back to Morgan's point of view. It's going to be interesting. I give the episode an 8.5, 9. I enjoyed it. There wasn't anything really wrong with it. The back and forth flashbacks kind of had me messed. I mean, I knew it was a flashback, but it was like the whole thing had to be in black and white. It's crazy, but I appreciate it, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Comments, concerns about the episode. If you enjoyed it, you didn't enjoy it, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you're looking forward to this season. Hit the like button, comment, share, favorite, subscribe for more Walking Dead reviews. Follow my Instagram. The link is in the description. As always, deuces.